Hey everybody, we're back with some more tutorial on setting up your Let's Play. We've gone over getting your hardware, getting the software we suggested, Audacity, the basics of Audacity. Now I'm going to start showing you what to do with Audacity. So let's say you've got an Audacity, you recorded hitting the red button, you recorded something out, and now you want to start doing effects to it, start cleaning up your audio some. So here's the sample clip I have for you. This is unedited, just ready to go. Hey everybody, this is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about. So that was just my voice, that is no editing to it. So what are we going to do? I'm going to show you what to do with a compressor. So I selected just the audio we're working with. We're going to go to Effect. Now there's Compressor. This is the one built in. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the Compressor Dynamics. I talked briefly about it. Just Google for it. You'll find it. And we're going to use this. So when you open it, it's probably going to look like this. It's going to be 0.5, I believe negative 32, 0, and 0.99. That is how you're going to see it originally pop up. This is how it's going to default read. Now, what do we have here? We have compress ratio, compress hardness, floor, noise gate fall off, and maximum amplitude. What are we going to do with that? Maximum amplitude, I've never really needed to change other than 0.99, so this one you're probably not going to have to ever really mess with. This is if you start messing with clipping. I'm not going to show you pretty much anything on that. If you start having clipping issues, this is where you're probably going to want to look into, but nonetheless, let's look at the other parts. So let's start with compress ratio. Compress ratio is how much compression you're going to apply to your audio. You're going to raise the number, make it larger, closer to 1 when the lower parts of your voice are too soft. I guess I should explain the compression a little bit. Basically, what we're going to try to do is make our voice sound much closer and louder. So we're not, if I put this audio track right now in a Let's Play, I'd really have to drop the game audio down so you could hear my voice. If I start doing compression, bring my voice up, I'm not going to have to do that as dramatically. Also, the problem would be is, let's say I do drop the game audio low and I just throw my voice on it. Now somebody's going to have to crank their speaker up higher in order for them to properly hear your voice. They're going to need to hear your Let's Play. The only way they're going to be able to do that, jack up their speakers. And then if they do something else, something could get very loud, and that's probably going to upset them. So you don't want to do that. You want to give them something that's going to be good now. So this is why we're doing the compression, to kind of level our voice off, make it louder, hopefully clean up any of the bad spots, if there's any ugly spots in the audio, to work on that. So again, compress ratio, let's go over that. Compress ratio is how much compression to apply. You're going to raise it when the soft parts are too soft, and lower it to keep some dynamic range. What does that mean? If we lower it, if we're making it a lower number, there's going to be still kind of a wave in the voice in terms of a variance. There's going to still be, if I'm talking louder at points and softer at points, there's still going to be that wave where if you bring it up higher, it's going to make it, all sound one, which you're going to want to play around with. If obviously you want emphasis at certain points, you don't want it all to sound at 1 because it's all going to sound the same tone. So you're going to have to want to work around with that number. Compression hardness is how aggressive it is at compressing, how quickly it is going to compress. You're going to want to raise the number when you need it, when parts are still hard to hear, and you're going to lower it when it starts distorting your sound. So I'll show you exactly how all these work when you're changing them in a second here. The floor, raise it to make parts that are quiet remain quiet. The fall off is to make parts beneath the floor completely disappear. So just completely goes off. So let's start messing with these. First, I'll show you what I usually use. I would say usually on my compress ratio, I use somewhere 0.9, 0.95. So I'm going to go with a 0.95. The hardness, I usually do a 0.72. Floor is usually a negative 26, 26. And the gate fall off, I usually use between a 2 and a 4. Let's go ahead with a 2 this time. So we've now changed these numbers. Let's see how this audio changes. And you'll see it's dramatically changed. It's much louder. Parts that were very quiet earlier are going to be much louder. So let's go ahead and listen to it. Hey everybody,
This is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
So now if I put this over the let's play over a game video, game audio, if this is playing, you notice I don't have to do as much changes to the game audio or making somebody crank up their stereo volume. I'm now louder with this than I was before. It's the same clip, same recording I did, but I've edited my voice with this software. Obviously this can be a bad thing because if you notice in this section between here and here, I didn't talk. This is not any sound you'd want somebody to hear. Now there's not a lot, but there is some. Now you can get it if when you start talking for, say, half an hour, you could have a lot of junk noise in there, and you don't want the junk noise to be incredibly loud. And that's where these fall offs and the ratio and the floor and everything, you've really got to start getting spot on with them. So let's start playing around with them. So let's say we'll mess with the ratio first. Let's drop this guy down to something closer to that 0.5. So let's do that 0.5. Spot on. Let's see what happens. We've left everything the same. We've only changed the ratio. Look at that. It didn't bring it all up as loud as it was. Let's listen.
Hey everybody. This is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
It's louder than it was originally, but not much louder. That's what's playing around with the ratio. If we make it great, let's just drag it to an extreme. Let's do 1.25 is the highest number you can do. Let's do that. Look how loud that is. Everything. It's going to blow out people's speakers. You do not want it this loud, so I'm going to play it, and you'll notice this output level here. You're going to notice this is how it's coming across in your channels. This is a stereo, that's why you got a left and a right. These are going to be playing, and you're probably going to notice it's going to get these red bars, and that's not a good thing. So let's go ahead and listen.
Hey everybody, this is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
So that was ugly. These red bars happen. You never wanted to see these red bars. If you start seeing red bars in your audio, you've gone too far. It is too loud. It's too distorting. It's going to blow people's speakers out. It's going to hurt their ears. You do not want red. You want to getting it close to the zero. You don't want to go past the zero. You do not want that. This is too dramatic. But if you notice with going to that 1.25, you notice how much louder everything got. And even this junk noise that we don't want. So you don't want to usually go something that dramatic. So let's go ahead and bring that guy down to a 0.9. Now hardness, I probably don't have a great clip to show you, but let's bring this guy down to a 0.1 and play it. So we've set it up like we were before, but we've messed with the hardness.
Hey everybody, this is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
So that was on the low end. Oh, cut it by accident. And I'm undoing everything, just hitting Control Z like you would do in both programs. So Control Z, Control X to cut. It's pretty much the same. Let's bring this hardness up to the other extreme. Now it's on a 1. Let's listen to it.
Hey everybody, this is the test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
Now, if you really notice, it's dramatically affecting this area here, that hardness.
Everybody,
notice how it just jumps down. What it is if your hardness is low, it hits that point where you tell it to stop doing a compression, but it goes a little longer. It kind of tails out, where if you have it at a 1, as soon as it hits that point, it goes off. It just turns it off. So if you notice, that junk area, where I had a little junk, is completely off. So usually you're not going to get as clean something as that part was. And if anything, it kind of cut off a little of my voice here. So you probably don't want it at a 1. You want it higher up, but you don't, more than likely you're not going to want it all the way over there. Now let's do the floor. Let's go ahead and we'll drop the floor to one extreme. Now let's play it.
Hey everybody, this is a test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
Now you can tell where it's coming in towards here. It's kind of picking up a lot of junk noise here. Now let's go ahead and bring it to the other huge extreme, this floor, to a 0. It's pretty much wiped out everything except that right there. So, what is the floor doing? The floor is affecting where it's compressing. If it's higher up, the voice has to be louder, the sound has to be louder in order for the compression to happen. If it's below that floor, it's telling it it's junk, cut it off. So, you don't want it all the way at the 0. You want it somewhere in the 20s, probably, like maybe even a 24. So, let's try that.
Hey everybody, this is the test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
So that's pretty clean. That's pretty bit good. And our next guy is the noise gate fall off. If you notice, it's at a 2. Let's say I bring it all the way up to a 10. So I do that.
Hey everybody, this is the test to hopefully show you what I'm talking about.
And if you can kind of tell a lot more here where I was speaking a little softer, the floor told it, hey, this is too soft, get rid of it. So you gotta watch out for things like that. So you want it to do some, but you don't want it to do a huge amount because you don't want to lose your voice. You want to cut out some of the junk audio between your gaps of speaking, but you don't want to mess your vocals too much. So you're gonna have to play with these numbers. This is probably gonna be a number you can start off of around this area and do a little tweaking. I wish I could tell you this was the exact number to use. Unfortunately, you got to do however your setup is. So you have to learn and play with this. Tweak it a lot. You're going to learn, but hopefully this gives you a good point of reference to start from and build from. So thank you again, guys, for watching. Hopefully this gives you some pointers, some tips, some good start of it. And until next time, guys.